So, welcome back to our podcast, The Blerds, episode 2. You have my good friend,
Liam.
You got to say it louder than that.
They can hear me. I'm Liam. They know who this is.
And myself. So, alright, we have a few subject areas to cover. I think what I wanted to talk about was last week, Liam offered me well, I won't say offer. Liam suggested I watch the movie Get Out, and I resisted that movie for quite some time.
Indeed.
But on this occasion, I thought, you know what? I have a little bit of faith. Let's see.
And why did you not want to watch it?
I don't know. I just felt like it was just playing on the stereotype of racism, and I didn't want to I didn't want to see things like that.
Did you base it off the trailer? Did you base it off someone telling you what it's about, or what?
No, mostly the trailer. So the trailer doesn't really tell you what the movie is really about. The trailer sometimes, just highlights areas of the movie, and a trailer can be misleading. So on this occasion, I think the trailer was slightly misleading on this movie.
Slightly misleading.
Yeah, slightly. I don't want to give any spoilers in case someone wants to watch it.
It's been long enough now to give spoilers. You can give spoilers.
You reckon? No, I don't think I'm going to give any spoilers.
It's been long enough now to give spoilers.
No, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Tell you what.
It's not fair.
If you don't want to hear the ending of this, skip 2 minutes later into the podcast. How about that?
Alright.
It's been up almost 6 to 8 months, if not almost a year now. I'm pretty sure people must have seen it.
I've spoke to people that haven't seen it.
Well, then that's their problem.
So yeah.
Anyway, what did you think of the film?
It wasn't like any of the racially decisive films that I've seen. Like for instance, I don't know if you remember that film that
Don't say that film. Don't say that film.
There's another one called Imperial, I think it's called, where this guy infiltrates into an F camp and and try and get to the bottom of what's going on, what they're planning, if they plan a big world war, etc. in the US. So it wasn't like that, nor was it like that film that was, oh man, the film I'm trying to get to, the one where I'm stumped now.
Who's in it?
It was the one the teeth got kicked in the pavement.
American History X.
Oh,
see, I don't know why you've got that impression of.
Yeah, this is.
It's not comparable.
This is the thing though, isn't it? When you come across, if you've seen films like that, and someone mentioned or a film has a hint of racism in it, you're just hoping it's nothing like that. You're just hoping that it doesn't.
But that's extreme.
And
that's extreme.
That was extreme. But there was no way of knowing American History X at the time was going to be extreme when you watch the trailer. You don't know how bad it was going to be. And then once you saw the movie, you're like, shit, that's really bad.
All right. So to sum up.
So, summary: Get Out was interesting. It was a good story to it. And it wasn't as racist as I thought it was going to be. I know it just sounds ridiculous. So when you said
I have no idea what you mean by that.
So you're saying you got all your the what do you call it, the books for Black History books, and you're proper into it because after you watched the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you genuinely mean that, or was you just joking?
Genuinely meant that.
You genuinely meant that.
Genuinely meant that.
Okay.
Genuinely meant that.
Okay. Fair enough then.
Like I said, but that took me 2 times to watch the film before I made that decision to do that.
Okay.
You watched the film
twice.
I watched it twice. Yeah.
I watched it twice as well.
Okay, when did you watch it twice? In the space of a week, or?
Yeah, in a week I watched it twice.
I watched it in twice over the period of, let's say, a month. And obviously, I couldn't watch a film like that again.
What made you
quick?
What
twice
made you?
In the same week, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, but what made you feel that? What in that film made you draw to you?
Oh, it's not me to watch the film. I've seen the film.
I've got my opinion. My opinion was it's not as bad as you made it out.
I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was bad. I just said that obviously, a lot of what is in there, you have to look at the fact that much of the film is what it's talking about. It's talking about stealing. It's talking about stealing of the culture. Yeah, stealing of the black culture, or stealing of the black mannerism, stealing of the black physicality of certain things. It's all about having it's all about having, to put it bluntly, white people having black people have something that white people don't have. Yeah, and they didn't want to have that, whether it be good looks, whether it be the big dick, whether it be able to dance, or all the different things that we apparently have as a culture. Apparently, according to the film, it's the in thing now for white people to have that. That's what I took it from. So for me, in order for me to realise that, I had to look at what makes the culture what it is. That's why I bought the books and got into it. It didn't last very long. Yeah, it lasted about a week before I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. But yeah, but I made the effort to do so. So that's the point. That's the end of the story. Your opinion?
My one's slightly different. I felt that the story was saying, you know, the guy that was, you know, after, there was one particular guy that was blind, and he was after the visual ability of the lead character, and because that lead character had the ability to see and take very good photographs. So him chasing that ability, he didn't really care if it was black, white, or whatever.
Don't agree with that.
That's what he said in the.
Don't agree with that.
That's what he said.
Then if that was the case, there'd be no need to have that auction in the first place, would there? Really?
The auction was there purely because he wanted his ability.
Okay, but the auction.
But the guy's blind.
One second. From all the pictures that were taken, you know, at the end, towards the end, where the girl was bringing all the different different partners at home.
Yeah,
male and female.
This is when you have to draw onto the film itself. Yeah, the film itself. Yeah, their film could have done it with any race whatsoever. They could have done it with multitude of races.
Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't.
I didn't want to say because obviously I'm just gonna start stereotyping of a race. So I'm gonna leave it as that. But they could have taken different elements for any race and taking their skill set and, you know, making it what they want. They could have done it, but instead they chose on the black culture.
Okay.
Yeah, which was for me was that they didn't really have to do that, but they did it. That's how it is. But that also highlights the fact that the guy
but do you not? One second to cut you there. So it's well known that a lot of what is known as cool or what is known as being the in thing is stolen. Yeah, culture vulture is the word they use, right? You very rarely find any other things taken from any other cultures. Rarely, in comparison to anything that's black culture. We're talking music, we're talking style of clothes, we're talking language. There are a lot more stuff stolen from the black community than there are any other race. So that film would have. You can't argue with that, really.
I don't know how you.
Give me an example. Give me another race then. Give me another race of people who have had elements of what they use day to day taken and then repopulated into someone else's race. Because I'm pretty sure you'll find that it's probably black more. Not Jewish, not Indian, not any others. So please, if you find something, then let me know.
I don't. No, it's not that there isn't any. Oh, yeah. It's just the question is quite odd. It's like it's hard to define that. How do you quantify what's been stolen from a culture? And that's the problem.
Because you know what one culture it's about stereotypes, but you know what one culture stereotypically has, and you know then what. All right, so leading on then, right? We won't discuss this today. We won't discuss it. We're going to discuss it now. Leading on from that, look at the thing with Lethal Bizzle this week, right? That saying alone, right? Them two guys, they're middle class guys. So I'm pretty sure in their vocabulary, little bit leave it is not part of their vocabulary. But they've taken it upon themselves to steal a phrase, a catchphrase from somebody else in the black or whatever, doesn't make a difference. But they stole a catchphrase from somebody else and they repopulated that into whatever their thing is, and they've now made that phrase now popular. They're now number one.
Okay, let's take it a step back then. Do you remember when Lethal B and More Fire Crew came with their first original song?
Why are we going back that far?
No, because you're saying people are stealing elements from race to make themselves more popular or to achieve a goal or whatever.
How do you not agree with that?
But let me finish what I'm about to say with this one. Do you remember More Fire's first single that they brought out, the release?
I don't remember that far back.
You won't remember that far back, but I'll tell you anyway.
I wasn't into music back then.
The word was oi. They made a tune called Oi. Do we say that they stole that word from the white community or the British community and made it, into a black word? Do you see what I'm saying? This is the point I'm trying to make to you is you cannot quantify.
You can quantify.
How do you do that? How on earth do you do that? How do you quantify culture? How do you quantify culture? It's a really tough thing to do.
If you know your culture, and you can quantify it. Yeah? If you're deep enough in your roots to know your culture, for example, right?
Mathematically, this is the point I'm trying to make. Is it's mathematically not possible to quantify culture. It's mathematically tricky for any individual. Someone needs to do a research. Someone needs to go out there and do research.
So you mean to tell me you can't quantify at all what black culture means to you or anybody else?
Quantify. Do you know what quantify means?
Answer the question.
It's turning into numeric numbers.
Why would it be? Okay, so how are you going to numeric numbers culture? You can't. That's
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but quantify doesn't mean necessarily numeric, does it? Quantify means just laying down the topics of whatever it is. I just gave you examples of whatever it is. Culture could necessarily be how they speak, what their religion is, how they act, the food,
you're saying
mannerism, all of these things make culture, right? You're saying to me you cannot at all quantify things in the culture.
I'm saying to you cannot quantify the value of culture, as in like you can't say, this is being stolen from one culture to the other. You're saying that loads of stuff being stolen more from the black culture than from any other culture, and I'm saying, how do you quantify that? How do you work that out mathematically? Yeah. How does that work
mathematically? If you can see things that were done right, let's make it really short right now because we're getting off to the end of the point. If you see a group of people doing something more often, right? Let's say they're doing something, everyone's wearing a hat backwards, right? Let's say everyone's wearing a hat backwards, right? And a year from now, people see, oh yeah, I want to start doing that, and they've taken that thing and start doing it themselves. They have then taken something that wasn't theirs, a style that wasn't theirs, to make it really, really simple. That's what they've done. This is what some people have done in the culture. For again, even more so, Miley Cyrus, right? Adding on to this week, right? She came out this week, not last week. She came out about 2 months ago and said that. Remember, she was twerking on stage and she was really into the hip hop scene, doing all these different interviews and all the different songs. She then came out and said she doesn't want no part of hip hop culture because apparently it's demeaning to women and doesn't want any part of it. That's cool. And she brings an album out, a pop album out, right? Then this week she goes on TV and starts singing the lyrics to Bodak Yellow, which is the #1 hip hop song, #1 song in America, hip hop song. So in order to boost her ratings and boost her album, she's jumped on the wave, she's culture vultured something that is getting her in the public limelight. Yeah? So you can quantify it because she's taken something that is already in the limelight, try and boost her to get her clicks. And that is a common thing going on at the moment. That's just how it is.
Alright, well, I think we probably should move on to the next subject. Yeah, you probably best to introduce this one.
Which one?
This is the public transport.
Okay, so I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't know. Even before then, so since now Uber's been told by the TfL they're no longer allowed to have their license renewed. It means more of us are going to be more reliant upon public transport. And to be honest with you, I've been to Barcelona last year. We're supposed to be a first world country, right? Transport in this country is absolute dog. Shit, excuse my language. It's really bad.
Why? What's so bad about it?
It's bad in terms of efficiency. But efficiency, that's neither here nor there. More is to do with the people that use it. People that use it make the public transport in this particular city, bad.
What do you mean?
I've got pet peeves. I can sit here all day and talk about pet peeves. I could talk about people using their phone whilst they're walking. I could talk about people having their rucksacks on the tubes and taking up space. I could talk about those idiotic people who let their children walk down one step at a time, right? When they've got a group of people. you know what? That's cute and everything, right? And I understand it, and it's great. But if it's rush hour, right, and you've got your child, your 2-year-old or 3-year-old child walking down one step at a time, and you've got a gang of people behind you, it causes a problem. Everybody wants to get from A to B as fast as they possibly can in this country. In this city, sorry. Other places, i.e. Bristol, which I have been to, they're not like this. It's just this particular city, everyone goes as fast as they possibly can from A to B. But there are people in between A to B that will hold you up. And that's a problem. And that's why we will never prosper and go forward in terms of public transport in this city. I don't know if you disagree or agree with that, but it's a real pet peeve to me. It kind of ruins my morning sometimes when I have to be getting up to work, because I get up in a good mood, I get to work in a bad mood because somebody will, for example, what was the latest one? Canary Wharf the other day, some guy, there was no space at all on the tube. Right, the doors were closing and this guy ran in, from pretty much dived headfirst straight onto the tube.
Yeah.
So everybody else in front of him had to then get pushed up. Right, I don't want to be. If I'm wearing a suit and tie to work, right, the last thing I want to be doing is sweating and having somebody else's sweat on me when I go to work. But that's what happened. And I said to the guy, "You know what you did was stupid, right?" "What do you mean I'm stupid?" I said, "I didn't say you're stupid. I said what you did was stupid." "What do you mean I'm stupid?" There's no point arguing with these people. There's no point arguing with them, because if you argue with them, you can come as one being aggressive, you're going to come on one as being hard. So there's no point doing it. But what do you do in a situation where in your day-to-day work, you're going from A to B, and some dickhead decides he wants to stop in front of you so he can pull out his phone to use it on your oyster machine? Or what do you want to do when somebody decides they want to watch Game of Thrones on the way to work and then just stop in front of you and bend down and do it? It causes problems, man. I know it's as if I'm moaning here, but
I'm sorry, but it sounds more like a pensioner sort of thing to complain about. Like,
okay, so how often do you get in tube?
Well,
how often do you get in tube?
My route has changed drastically.
Right, okay, so
yeah, because I'm now traveling to a different region, but I have to go into Central and come back out again. Even saying that, I've been doing the tube for like years.
And you're okay with it?
I'm not okay with the crampness in the tube. Obviously, no one is. And the only reason these things get on your nerves is because it's overcrowded. There's no other reason. Because if you were sat in the tube and you was
not true,
and you was a mile away from the next guy, you won't be complaining. You will have nothing bad to.
It's not about the crampness. I'm saying it's just you know what it boils down to more than anything else.
What?
It's consideration for other people. That's all it is. Not about to do crampness or whether. If I was cramped on the tube and it was packed, that's not the problem. The problem is that people do not have consideration for everybody else. Everyone's in their own bubble. Yeah, no one seems to have any indication about when you're walking down the street. You should have some spatial awareness around you. You're not going to just stop because people are behind you. You don't want to step out into the road because a car might hit you. It's called having spatial awareness. People haven't got that. Therefore, they've got.
You think people, the human population, in Central London has lost spatial awareness?
No, I'm saying the majority of people at the moment who I encounter or I see around in London, yes, they've lost spatial awareness.
During rush hour?
They lost spatial awareness. I don't know how you can even argue with that.
I don't know.
How can you even argue with that? Are you mean to tell me if you can walk down the street and not be stopped by somebody in their phone? Right. If I see one more person walking with their phone towards me, not looking what they're doing, I'm slapping their phone in their hand. I'm not joking, I'm doing it.
Do you know what? That is an interesting thing.
I'm doing it.
I've thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm walking down the street, and you know, as you do, I'm holding my phone, and someone accidentally bumps into me. My phone drops.
Listen.
My phone drops. Lands on the phone.
Whose fault is it?
What do we do?
Whose fault is it?
What do we do?
It's your fault.
How is it?
Are you being serious? If you're walking towards me, not looking what you're doing, why should I have to look out for your walk path so that you don't drop your phone? If you drop your phone, that is your fault.
No, I'm not saying walking. I'm saying I'm on the street and someone bumps into me. I didn't bump into them. Let's say they bumped into me.
Same thing.
Let's say the person who hit the guy with the phone. You said you're going to slap the phone out the person's hand.
I will do it.
So you just slapped the phone out of my hand.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking what he was doing. He wasn't looking what he was doing. So how did he know it was my fault? He ain't looking what he's doing.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, if a hand slaps your phone, you will know where that hand's coming from.
Listen to me, right? If I'm having to watch out for where you're walking, I'm doing two jobs. I'm doing my job walking to work, or wherever I'm going, I'm doing your job, making sure you're safe. not my job. So therefore, I'm gonna make your job difficult, right? I'm slapping the phone in your hand. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I don't know how you can argue with that, right?
I'm not even arguing about it. I'm just my thought is like, oh, who pays for the damage?
The person whose phone it is. The person whose phone it is.
So how is it gonna work? How's that gonna
ridiculous.
work?
You're mental.
Do you know what? My only hate right now, yeah, and I shouldn't say this, but it's Uber at the moment. I'm not feeling Uber at the moment. Maybe it's partially my fault.
The service or
the service. Maybe it's partially my fault because my phone, I didn't have Wi-Fi on at the time or whatever it was, or I didn't request the cab properly. But as soon as I hit send, it thought I was somewhere else, like somewhere completely different. So I'm chasing down the cab from that I've requested, right where I was, down another road. And that is my biggest problem with Uber at the moment. So
do you not think when you have an experience with someone that you might want to give them a second chance rather than making a judgment based upon just one bad experience?
Do you know what? You're right, and I did. I think I gave it a second, a third, a fourth, probably a fifth.
And you're saying every single time it's the same scenario?
It's not. If it's not that scenario, there's another scenario. I went and did Uber pool.
That's your own fault then.
I did it.
That is your own fault.
I did it. Uber pool.
Unless you're poor, right, or drunk, right, no one should be doing Uber pool.
I did it Uber pool because I was with one guy that I was working with, Chris. So I said, Chris, listen, let's get on to where I'm going, but to do that, let's order the cab to my destination, and then we'll tell the driver to stop at yours, and we, modify it in some way. So I selected Uber pool, cab comes, sat in. I wanted to go to where Chris lived at the time, was Canada Water, and
alright mate, do you want to tell me what you had to eat as well? Give me the whole thing. Just tell me the story, innit?
Yeah, and then this lady wanted to go Dulwich. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. For us to get from Canada Water to Dulwich, she was, and then to my destination, which is in Croydon, she was like, oh, no, I want to go to East Dulwich first. I'm like, we're in London Bridge, Canada Water is just round the corner. Why don't we go to Canada Water and then take you to East Dulwich?
Alright, so
it got into a big argument, and a big argument. Me and the cab driver was going nuts. Me and Chris was shouting. It was got mad. And then I jumped out the cab. My burger lands on the floor, fresh, brand new, honest burger.
So that's the real problem. Your food got wasted. It's not Uber or the journey or whatever. It's like your food got wasted.
Partly that, and then I got charged for it as well.
Rightly so.
Charged for someone wanting us to go to East Dulwich, from London Bridge to East Dulwich, then come back to Canada Water before going back again to Croydon.
That's the driver's fault. That's not Uber's fault. That's the driver.
The app won't let me change. I try and change it, and it somehow cancel. And then I end up in an Uber. Yeah, again another Uber pool with the driver having an argument with someone else. 2 girls, and I'm sat there. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? So it's a proper beef. They're arguing. I'm like, look, let me try and make this situation a bit easy. It got really bad to the point where we argued for 30 minutes all the way home. I got dragged into it. I don't know how.
And that's your Uber experience, and that's the reason why you hate Uber.
I don't hate it, but
you're happy that it's not. You're happy that it could potentially not be around much longer.
No, I do still like Uber. But it needs improving.
Alright, so moving on from Uber and your dislike for Uber, we're going with Theresa May this week and her P45 escapade. Someone should have given it a long time ago, but never mind. Don't know. We don't really know how you feel about that. How do you feel about the whole? I mean,
it was harsh. I ain't gonna lie, it was harsh. It was, man. How you in the middle of a speech and someone just hand you a P45? Imagine yourself. Yeah, you're in the middle of a job. You're working. You're doing your thing. And then your manager walks up to you, or someone walks up to you and goes, "Hey, it's your P45, mate."
But it wasn't her man. It wasn't her man.
It doesn't matter. She didn't know what was going.
So she knew. She
How
so she was scared, was she? She stood there thinking, "Oh shit, someone's come towards me with a P45." That's
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's not harsh at all.
You don't know. All right, this has been a bit naive and a bit stupid, yeah. But how do ministers get their P45?
They don't get a P45. It's not
what do you mean?
You don't really get a P45.
How do you know ministers don't get P45?
I don't know how they get
exactly.
It. But it's not like being sacked in America where they say you're sacked and that's it. You don't hand someone a P45. You know, in this country they do things a certain way.
Yeah.
You can't just give someone a P45 and tell them
It was funny.
It was funny because it was harsh. Now
it was harsh for him to interrupt her in the middle of a speech
What happened to Sepp Blatter a couple of years? Is he dead, by the way? No, he's not, is he? But what happened to Sepp Blatter a couple of years ago when some dude came up and threw money in the air? It just happens. If you're in the public eye.
Yeah, go on.
If you're in the public eye, you can expect to get some sort of retribution for things that you do. She deserves everything she gets. Whether you're a conservative or Labour or Liberal Democrat or I don't care what party you are. You deserve everything. She deserves everything that she gets. And for you to say it's harsh, well, I'm pretty sure if she checked Twitter and Facebook and social media, she found a lot more harsh stuff about her on there. So I really couldn't care less, to be honest with you. The sooner you get rid of her, the better. Don't put Boris in there.
Well, you can't be airing out your political views like this.
That's something else. For another week.
You gotta stay impartial, man.
What?
Yeah, you gotta stay impartial.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Unless you want to back her some more, because clearly you like her that much.
I never said I liked her.
You said it was harsh.
I thought it was harsh because she's halfway in the job, doing a speech. Someone jumps on stage and gives her P45, and then she still takes it. She actually took it.
What did you think she was going to do?
I don't know. Just like security. That's what I would be like.
No one troubled her. No one. He didn't come and slap her in the face or whatever.
Doesn't matter.
He get a piece of paper. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Clearly you're soft. I can't wait to give you the P45. Honestly, I want to see how you react to that one. Oh, it's too harsh. Yeah, yourself, man. Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, I have a question for you because clearly you and I have this discussion a lot.
Oh, not this.
Yeah, so we're gonna end with this.
Go on.
So how many times have I been? Okay, so as long as I've known you,
yeah.
How many times have I been giving you music as a recommendations?
A few.
Don't piss me off. So in comparison to
so you want me to quantify this? Are you asking me to quantify this?
Yeah, there's that big word. The word of the day is quantify with Solomon. That big word you're using today. Yeah, quantify it, Solomon. There you go.
I have no idea.
Out of 10, right? Out of 10. Let's say 10, right?
Yeah.
Let's have 10 times. Let's say, how many of them do you give me? How many do I give you? Out of 10.
The problem with you is, when I give you a song, you claim to say that you've already heard it. And that's what you always do. You always do that. You always do that.
Okay. You came up to the point. Do I not? Listen, if that's the case, which is true, often it is the case, do I not often back it up with giving you timestamps of when I spoke about that song to other people or in general? Do I not do that?
On some occasions.
More often than not.
I wouldn't say more often than not. On some occasions.
So full of S.
No, on some occasions. Because sometimes, you do that.
Anyway, the point I'm making to you is, right, I want to ask you, because clearly you and I have different opinion on most things, but particularly music. So, I'm going to ask...
I won't say different opinion in music. I would say we like the same genre of music, but...
I like classical. You don't like classical. So no, we don't like the same genre of music at all.
Alright, name me one classical music. Name me one. Just one.
Beethoven Concerto number 5. What? Now what? Now what? We're just smart ass now.
Alright, cool.
Shall I play this if you want, Check the playlist.
No, go on.
Alright, cool.
Go on then, show me your playlist then.
Alright. You really want to do this right now as we're recording?
I think it's good to validate.
Oh my gosh. Alright, cool. Let's go in there. So we're typing in classical. In my library, albums alone, there's at least 5 there. Yeah? So please don't piss me off.
Has it been downloaded though?
It says in my library, it says downloaded, so I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. So do you want to say for the podcast that you're wrong again?
I'm not wrong.
What did it say?
Because downloaded? You might have classical music in there, but we still like the same type of music because I've got classical music as well.
Or stroke banger for those people that understand what makes a good song to you. Because I've given you stuff.
Yeah. For
Namely,
me,
hold on a second. Namely, I gave you a. I'm gonna air you out right now. I gave you an album this year.
what?
A very highly critically acclaimed.
Oh, do you know? I don't. Do you know what? I know where this is
I
going.
gave you a critically acclaimed album this year.
Yeah, go on.
Right, that you must have heard. You skipped. In fact, when I heard it, I knew it was gonna be good. From the minute I pressed play, and it was amazing. Right, and then you press play and you skipped through them just to find songs you could play in your car. That is what you base a good song as. If you can play it in your car and nod your head to, that's what you base as a good song. And that's not how you do things. So, I gave you an album this year. Do you know what album it was?
Kendrick Lamar,
Damn, which will probably be number 1, number 2 in the charts, not in this country but everywhere globally for a while. So they all can't be wrong. Right?
I never said they're wrong. I just said there was.
No.
There wasn't.
I'll find a quote.
Go on.
I'm pretty sure you said the album was trash. That's
trash.
That's what you said.
Trash. That's extreme. I never said trash.
What did you say?
I would have said something along the line of there's 2 or 3 songs that I really like, and then that's it. That's what I would have said.
You know what?
That's what I would have said.
I caught you right there. You didn't say it was trash, but you said there's only one song there that's good. So you're not letting you like
one.
You said,
I said one song.
You said two songs.
Oh, okay. Now when the figures are changing.
On a 12-song album, are you being serious?
The 2 songs I like. What?
No, it wasn't what you said. But anyway, the point I'm making is, what is a good song to you?
Alright, we'll differentiate. My good songs are like, for me, first thing has to be the beat, and obviously for me.
Why am I not surprised to hear that?
Yeah, because any song you give me has a very good beat, because you know that if it ain't got a good beat, I'm probably not going to listen to the whole thing.
And that's exactly what I've done now. I've had to change what I define as good songs just to suit your needs.
So you saying, you're liking more songs that I like as well?
I'm saying that if I know a song that I know a song that you'll like guaranteed born the minute I hear it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, because I know it's just the beat alone you hear. You're not hearing the words.
Oh my god.
You're not hearing the words.
It starts off with the beats, then the words.
Absolute rubbish.
Then the words.
Is that what the case
and I care about flow as much as I care about.
But you like the flipping Migos album.
Who, what?
The Migos album.
The Migos?
Yeah.
How did I like the Migos album? When have I ever said that? I like one track from the Migos, yeah? You're trying to tell me I like the whole album. I like more tracks from Kendrick's album than that. I haven't even heard the Migos album. Full stop.
I've sat in your car and I've heard you bang out more than two tracks.
Two. God, name more.
I don't know what the songs are. I haven't heard the album. I'm pretty sure one was Bad and Bougie, T-shirt, Culture.
No, I didn't.
Mumble.
No.
Yeah, there's at least four or five.
You're just talking crap. You're just talking that. Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. No. You know it's T-shirt.
The point I'm making to you is you base a lot of your songs based upon the beat only.
The beat has to be first, man. Beat takes precedent on anything. Beat comes first.
So a good beat makes a good song. That's what you're saying.
A good beat helps to make a good song. It doesn't matter. You can have a good beat and you can have some really crap singer on there or crap rapper.
Is that across the board? Or are you saying just for party tunes?
No, I'm not saying party tunes. It can be like even if it's a slow song, so long as the beat is good. Like, think about this. Yeah, remember there's one song that just goes on. Like it transcends through all the times. Yeah, it transcends. Yeah, the reason I say that is because this song is by Marvin Gaye. Think about that.
Okay, is it quite a few songs, Solomon? You have to give me an idea what you're talking about, yeah?
Alright. A Man's World.
That's not Marvin Gaye.
Who was it then? Who was it?
Flipping hell.
Who was it?
What? You can't give a pointless and get the name wrong on the person.
Oh, what was it? Alright, there's a Man's World.
You mean James Brown?
No, not that one.
You mean James Brown?
No, not that one then. There was A Man's World, which I'm saying that
by James Brown.
I think, well, if it's James Brown, that's one of the songs. And the Marvin Gaye one that I wanted to talk about was now I've forgotten.
It's just goes to show how limited your musical knowledge is, and that's not a problem. That is not a problem. I feel like the more I know you, I have to obviously be educating you in these things, and that's fine. But I'm just saying to you,
it will come to me. It will come to me.
On recording now, any song that I give you going forward, I've had to dumb it down just because I know that's what.
So what songs would you be listening to if it weren't for me?
Stuff with lyricism.
Yeah, go on. Give me an example.
Stuff with lyricism, man. No matter what it is.
What do you mean? You managed to tell me I listen to Migos more than anything else.
Well, that's
what you've just said now. Yeah. Go on. Give me an example of a song that you classify as a really good music, like good.
John and Lucas, Very's album.
What song?
WTF? Not WTF.
Oh, now you've forgotten the name of a song as well.
Yeah, but I know the artist at least. Yeah, you're not saying.
But you don't know the song.
I'm certainly not saying. Hold on. And I'm not saying.
It's no different.
I'm not saying. Hold on.
It's no different. It's not. That's different.
By your logic, right, you're giving the name of a song and giving the name of an artist.
I'm giving the wrong name. That's this match. Yeah, you couldn't even match anything. You've just given up. Full stop. You've given up.
You've given up. You the first letter of the first song. That's it.
You've given up.
More than what you talking shit.
You've given up. You've gone into your phone trying to find it right now.
I'm not a fan of knowledge on every single thing in the world.
Oh,
I know. Hold on, I'll find it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying what.
I'll find it. There's not.
Just saying how it is.
I will find it. Carry on, because clearly you know what you're talking about. So what? Man's World by who? Sorry. Yeah. You're an idiot.
So it happens to both of us.
No, it doesn't.
A memory lapse. Memory lapse.
All right, it was cool, by the way.
It's still looking hard.
FYM. Yeah, so close.
Yeah.
I knew it was letters. Yeah, more saying a man's world by somebody else.
Every song's got letters in it.
You might as well have said a man's world by Celine Dion. You might as well. As opposed to it.
Well, you might as well say YMCA. We're naming letters.
Anyway, I think the point has been proven today that you just basically pick a song based upon the beat only. You have no idea about the lyrics.
I think lyrics does matter. Like I can name a few songs that I like the lyrics of, and I don't think everyone listens to it.
All right. You know what? Top 5 artists at the moment. Not saying all time. At the moment, and I want to end this now.
What that I listen to most?
Yeah. Not in particular order, and I'll give you an indication of where your head is at the moment.
All right, you go first.
No, I didn't ask. No, it's not a he said she said game.
Well, I made it that. I made it into that.
I gave you a question. Answer the question.
I made it into that.
When you're ready.
No, so you name your artist because I need to go into my playlist and get
the time now.
You
know what? No, you know what? Let's do it for next week, right? Let's kind of give you some homework. Yeah, let's give it as Liam's lessons today, right? Let's give you some homework for next week. This week was watch Get Out. I'm gonna give you some more homework. This week, you're going to go and find 5 artists that you like. And you're going to come and tell me why you like them so much. Right? Then we're going to back out and find out the reason why your music taste is so bad and how I've had to give you stuff. Because I admit I've given you a lot of stuff. Trying to broaden your music knowledge. At the moment, it's still quite lacking. But we'll get there. So.
Alright then, okay. That's my homework. Are you going to tell us what your 5 artists are then?
Next week.
Oh, what? Your homework as well? Or what? Yeah, next week. So we're both doing homework.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
I think we should air it out now. Why wait?
Because you're going to go through your phone and find I ain't got time for that. So we'll do it next week.
So you could do your research and pick like lyricists. That's what you're going to do.
It's not at all.
Who then?
You'll find out next week. Just trying to catch me out. Next week, man.
Alright.
But you can't choose Migos.
I've never said Migos were lyricists.
Or Lil Uzi, what his name is?
I never.
Lil Uzi Vert.
I don't even know who Lil Uzi is.
Or Yachty, or whatever his name is.
Who is Yachty?
Listen, don't even go for your phone because I'm pretty sure I've seen.
I beg you go for my phone. If you find a Yachty song or Uzi,
just sum up, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure last time I went for your phone, I found a song from.
Oh my god, are you actually going to talk about what we've seen when we go through each other's phone?
Last time I went for your phone.
Are we going there? Think about this wisely. No. Stop for a minute. Pause. Think about this wisely.
Okay,
because there was one occasion, yeah.
What do you mean on my TV?
Yeah.
Wasn't my phone though. Wasn't my phone though.
You ready? Are you ready to go there? Do you want to go there?
Do you know if you go there, you're going to be proved very wrong on this one because you know the song I was after. You know the song I was after.
It doesn't matter.
I found a song on your phone from.
Yeah, go on.
What film was it called? What's the film called? 50 Shades of Grey album soundtrack.
Oh, come on, man!
That just says it all.
No, I share my Apple Music.
Anyway, okay, so this week, thank you very much for listening, and
and plus, even if it was 50 Shades, it would have probably been what's that artist's name again? I've forgotten his name. Weekend. That's it.
It wasn't Weekend.
It would have been The Weekend. It would have been like
some pop white dude. So no, there's a problem with that.
It's a what? It's a what?
There's no issue with that.
It's a what?
There's no problem with that. I'm just saying it wasn't a Weekend.
But don't worry, I'm not gonna air your one out because your one is so embarrassing. I probably everybody's gonna be worse. It's worse than 50 Shades.
Let's wrap up this podcast for this week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
we've exceeded our time.
So. Obviously, in the space of a week, we've managed to get ourselves onto Instagram and Twitter. So we are at the Blerds. That's TheBlerds. That's the Blerds, both on Instagram and Twitter. So by all means, drop us a message on there. We're also now on iTunes and SoundCloud. So the links obviously will be up on Sunday. Apart from that, I suppose, in good faith, like last week, we just say thank you for listening, even though I don't really know why you need to hear that, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And Sol will go and do his homework, and I will do my homework, and I guess we'll speak to you like next week.
Yeah, thank you for listening.